Hey, what's up, y'all? It's me, LSP. It's Connor Wednesday. So let's get right to it and talk about the Connors, my friends. We are on episode 6 of season 1. One Flew Over the Connor's Nest. So there were 3 stories this week. A story being Becky and the baby. B story being Dan and Jackie and the chicken coop. And C story being Darlene and her job. Okay? So let's start with Becky and the baby. So, if you didn't know, Becky's pregnant, and she's now she was feeling okay with it until new Becky showed up. Now, new Becky, her name right now is Andrea. She wanted Becky to be a surrogate for her last season, season 1 of the now defunct Roseanne series. But she wanted Becky to be her surrogate mother. So that didn't work out because Becky's eggs were dried up or whatever. So they decided to bring her back. But this time she has her baby. She has a son. And she tells Becky that she knows all she ever wanted was a kid. But now that she has it, she doesn't still think that. And this woman, she's rich. She has nanny. She has all these things. And it gets Becky to thinking, maybe I can't do this by myself. So if you'll remember last week, I showed you a picture of the lesbian couple. Well, Becky had talked to them last week, and they were like, we should adopt Becky's baby. But nothing else was ever said until this week, when Becky actually went to them and let them know that she wanted them to, actually, let me back up a little bit. Becky didn't go to them. They came to Becky and gave her this big, she gave her some options and told her that, she would still be in the kid's life, but they wanted to adopt the baby. So Becky, she thought about it, and then in the wee hours of the night, around 1 something, I guess, she goes to the house of Bridget and Maria. I think there's their names, Bridget and Maria, to tell them that she does want them to adopt her baby. So they're excited. She leaves. She goes to talk to Darlene. Well, Darlene is like, hey, I know you're scared. And the thing about it that got me right here was she only told her that, she was afraid she wanted a drink. So Darlene was like, hey, we can help you get over that. You won't be alone. Will help you not be a drinker. But no one really addressed the fact that Becky feels like she doesn't have enough money to do this. But anyway, that's that. So Becky thanks Darlene for being a supportive sister for once, even though they have a trying relationship. However, they've always been great sisters. All right, so that was the A story. Becky decides to keep the baby. She does have to go tell Bridget and Maria, and they weren't really happy about it. But anyway, they moved on from that story. That's the end. But the B story was Jackie and the chicken coop. Well, Jackie decided that she thought the Connors needed some chickens. And so she asked Dan to build a chicken coop. She gets the kids excited about it. Little Mary, little Mark, they want chickens, So they get the chicken coop built, and they get some chickens. And then Dan ends up one night out there with the broom fighting off the cats all night. So they had to take the chickens to the vet, and one of them had PTSD. Little Mary said they had STD. That was pretty funny. But so they did that. Ended up, the whole thing with the chickens was Jackie was starting to get afraid that because her sister was no longer there, that she would no longer be wanted in the Connor house. I can see that feeling, but Dan reassured her with that biting, comedic Connor wit that she'd be okay and she could always come around. Makes you wonder though, what happens when Dan starts dating? I don't know. Jackie's always been like Dan's sister though, so I don't see a problem there, but we shall see. All right, y'all. And then the third story was Darlene and her job. Now, do y'all remember Darlene getting a job on a riverboat? Was that last season? That had to be season 1 of Roseanne, because I don't remember her getting a job on a riverboat. This time, she tried to get a job at that Dick's place, swinging, I don't know, that the place where they really mean write stuff on the hats. They had like a parody of that place, and she didn't get a job there. And then she got a job at the Mugshot tabloid, but I totally forgot that she worked on this boat. So anyway, she works on a boat, and while on the boat, guess who comes back? Crystal. Remember Crystal from the original Roseanne? Well, Crystal works on the boat too, and it ends up that while she's at work, there's a high roller who is just rude to the ladies. Because he has money, he's always trying to make them bend over and stuff. And, you know, Darlene's not going for that. So he tries to get her to bend over to pick up a $10 bill. She puts her foot on it with a piece of gum, picks it up, makes that work. Well, she goes back to her other job, the tabloid job, and she's telling Ben about it. And Ben tries to show her. They go through some self-defense moves, and they end up touching, and it's an awkward touch moment. You can see that we're leading to a romantic relationship between these two. So Ben ends up on the boat with her on her next shift, and she's like, "You're acting awful boyfriendish, coming over here to see if I'm okay." And yeah, they banter back and forth. But Darlene being Darlene, of course, she didn't need someone to come and defend her. So she ends up, the guy gets all handsy and flirty again. She throws a drink in his face, and he says, "You know I'm going to get you fired." And she says, "I'm going to quit before you can." And then she tells Ben that he's going to have to give her a raise and some benefits since she just quit her job. So that was it for the Connors this week, y'all. Of course, again, I'm enjoying it. That whole riverboat thing, though, almost threw me off because I totally forgot about it. Didn't really mess with the continuity because, I mean, I guess we were supposed to remember that she worked on the boat. But anyway, guys, that's it. I am done. Meet me right back here next week. I will definitely be here on Wednesday, or try to be, for Connor Wednesday. That's it, my friends. Take care of yourselves. As always, no fear. Oh, to the 316 people who've taken the time to that little red button, you know, we are indeed thankful for you. If you haven't subscribed, please think about it. We make great content over here on LSP Productions. On Wednesdays, we have the Connors. Monday through Friday, I'm in this car rambling and musing about something. So if you want to come back and talk about the Connors next Wednesday, make sure you click that little red button and ding the bell so you know when to come back, my friends. Give me that old thumbs up. Let me know you're out there watching, and comment below. What did you think about this week's episode of the Connors? That's it, y'all. I'm done. Take care of yourselves. As always, no fear and no regrets. You're awesome. I'll see you tomorrow.